All right, what is up? We are live, and today we are covering something a little more specific. Typically on these, I like to get more into the nitty gritty. Today, I wanted to cover a little more about the actual city of Riverside and big things coming, big things changing. Let me give it a minute or two to get all my screens rolling. Anybody has questions during any part of this, feel free to jump in, ask. I'll try and answer them live. All right, let's roll. Today, like I said, we're going to be covering some of the stuff going on in the city of Riverside. A lot coming to the city, a lot going on, a lot of people looking out that way. I know when I post my Riverside videos, seems to get a lot of attention, a lot of reach out. So wanted to talk a little more about the area. Residents over here might have questions. People looking at moving over here might have some questions. Any questions you have, throw them in the chat. I will try and answer them as I see them live. One man show over here. Okay, so let's dive into today's content. Riverside's median home price sitting right around the mid 600s, I think 660 to be a little more specific, and that's over the last year. Los Angeles, on the other hand, and this is why a lot of people come out here. Los Angeles, you're going to be closer to about 1.3 million. National median's right around 420. So Riverside, the city of Riverside, is sitting a little over the national median and about half of what LA is. So when you're coming to SoCal, you get SoCal without the LA pricing, which obviously is a huge magnet. Now neighborhoods like North Riverside, Magnolia Center, they're still under that citywide median, and these are neighborhoods in the city of Riverside. Those are going to be lower 600,000s, which still affordable, which is why a lot of LA and Orange County buyers are looking out this way because of the value. You go to cities like Moreno Valley, which is a little bit further east of here, you're going to be right around 560. You go out to Paris, you're about 575. And then going out to San Jacinto, Hemet, you're going to be right around 500 for median home price. Now the city of Riverside, we're sitting on about 2.5 months of inventory, which technically that's still pretty tight. I know if you follow the news lately, they're saying we're more of a buyer's market. I know a lot of realtors are saying that. The typical definition of what a seller's market is would be anything under 6 months of inventory, which means that if no new listings hit the market, from today on, we'd have about 6 months of inventory. At this time in history, we're at about 2.5 months, which means it's still a seller's market. I think it's a little more on the balance side. Keeps things a little competitive, but doesn't let selling or home values run away like they were a couple years back. So any project that adds jobs or amenities tends to show up quickly in prices and demand, meaning that homes that look a little bit better or have a lot more of those upgrades, they're going to go a little bit quicker. Let me share my screen here with you guys. Okay, so what I wanted to cover today or get into is some of the changes and some of the proposals that the city of Riverside will be seeing in the next, 5 to 10 years. One of the big ones, one of the most exciting ones I've been seeing around is the stadium coming out here. It's going to be about a 5,000 seat stadium. They can expand it to about 15,000 feet. There's been a lot of rumors about different types of sports or amateur type of sports we can get out here. I know soccer's on the table right now. Also, the billion-dollar hospital expansion through most of IE, you're seeing that go on from city to city. Also, we're going to have better access to trains out here during in the future. Okay, so like we covered a little bit earlier, Riverside versus the rest of the real estate recap. National median price is going to be about 420,000. Riverside, we're sitting right in the mid 600, 650,000. Compare that to like Los Angeles, you're about 1.3 million. I believe Orange County is right around the same 1.1, 1.2. So obviously Riverside's a lot more affordable. Okay, so this is gonna be on the north side of the city. This is gonna be right off where the 215 changes, right along the 91 interchange. Like we said, that $200 million sports district, new hub for retail, dining, leisure, etc., which is definitely needed. We have the population to support that. So that's going to be the old AB Sports Complex. If you've driven by there, or if you're around there, you know most of it is unused. It's been pretty vacant since mid 2010s, 2018, I believe. It's a 56-acre site that's basically a blank slate. City's going to turn that into the entertainment district, which is exciting. The concept that just moved forward is a 200 plus million dollar sports complex, as we discussed earlier. It's going to be a 5,000 seat stadium, and they're going to make it so it can expand up to 15,000 seats. They're also talking or trying to get up to 1,100 residential units, a hotel, Riverside Live, like a little amphitheater over there, and an indoor-outdoor concert venue, which would be awesome. One thing I think Riverside is lacking when you're looking at the Ontarios, the Rancho Cucamongas, even the Temecula's, they all have pretty state of the art type of venues. So nationally, one study in the Journal of Sports and Economic found homes near new sports stadiums saw an increase in value of about 4.7%. So if you're in that Canyon Crest area, that Highgrove area, it's you can pretty safely project a nice bump in your home values, especially when they're walking distance. If you look at Inglewood, very recently in the last 10 years when they built SoFi Stadium, a lot of those properties, a lot of those homes exploded in value. Vegas, same thing when they built the Allegiant Stadium where the Raiders play. The property values over there skyrocketed. Trying to keep up with all my screens here. So, any questions, or if anybody has anything to say about it or any opinions, you know, fire away at me. Okay, so also one of the big things coming to the area is just under $1 billion in a medical facilities upgrade. This is over off of 14th and Magnolia, the community hospital there. They've been doing construction on that for quite a while. They're working on an 11-story patient tower, a 5-story parking garage, which is absolutely necessary. It'd be nice if when you do jury duty, you could tie into that, which obviously is going to bring a lot more jobs too. So yeah, 912 million in expansion for that parking structure, which is already under construction, and that's set to open in November of next year, 2026. New tower, sorry, research on large cell hospitals shows that zip codes with bigger facilities and more affiliated doctors tend to see a higher home prices and faster appreciation, especially for smaller homes close by. A lot of interns, a lot of medical students coming in. Nice opportunity for rentals over there. And I think in those Wood Streets, Magnolia Center, you do absolutely have a lot of those homes that you could see turn into great investment type properties. And Magnolia Center's current median list price is just under 600,000, high 500s, low 600s. One of the reasons it's a little bit lower compared to a lot of Riverside older, smaller homes. Wood Street's days on market over there sits in the low 50 range. So this is kind of a market update at the same time. So homes are sitting a little bit longer over there. So obviously, 2025 was kind of a down market. So homes that are well situated closer to business, jobs, schools are going to do a lot better. So big hospital expansions don't just bring beds; they bring hundreds of high income jobs, which is awesome for the area. So another slide or another website I wanted to share here. Found a pretty good article here. So this is one of the reasons, or a website they kind of dedicated towards why so many small businesses are starting to open up in Riverside. Lower transportation costs, significant consideration for any business. So you got obviously a higher population. You're gonna have lot stronger workforce, thriving business and ecosystem. You got community support. Riverside is known for its support of local business initiatives like the Small Business Thrive program, and you got some economic diversity within the city. Okay, and here's some articles I found regarding that expansion on the hospitals. Like I said, 912 million, so just under $1 billion in expansive expansion featuring an 11-story patient tower, which is massive. I think right now it currently sits at about 6 stories, and an updated parking garage, which if you've ever been over there, that is a mess. Expansion marks an incredible milestone for the city of Riverside. And here's some stats. We have about 1.63 beds for every 1,000 people in the Inland Empire. National average is going to be closer to about 2.35 per thousand. So we're not quite half under, but obviously undermanned. So this new tower, like I said, is going to be massive. 220 surgical beds and 54 intensive care beds. And 3 floors of the 11-story tower will share space for future patient rooms and additional operating rooms. So, all right, moving on. Okay, next big thing is going to be the train fix here in Riverside. There's a lot of room for growth there, a lot of room for opportunity. So the 3rd Street train crossing is blocked roughly 3 hours and 12 minutes a day, which could accommodate up to about 100 trains. City projects that could jump to about 10 hours a day by 2046 if nothing changes. That's how much shutdown time there could possibly be. The approved project will lower 3rd Street into a 4-lane underpass between Vine and Park, build a new rail bridge, add bike lanes and sidewalks so you get less horn noise, better emergency access, and smoother traffic into downtown and the east side. The project cleared key state approvals and is now on track to begin construction this year, 2026, which is why buyers who used to avoid that train zone are starting to take another look. There's a lot of construction, new homes coming in that area too, so you'll see a lot of that open up and be a lot more usable. Okay, and some new housing coming to the area too. You're gonna have Victoria and Mulberry. And these are going to be by Lennar and Pulte. Lennar, they make a little bit typically smaller homes. I believe most of these are going to be townhomes. Victoria and La Sierra is going to be a 49 home subdivision. So 49 new homes coming to that area. That's going to sit on about 9.9 acres over off the La Sierra area. Part of the approval, the builder agreed to preserve a 100-foot deep strip of orange groves to keep up with the orange grove aesthetic around the city and build a 10-foot multi-use trail. So you can still get some of, one sec. So the project includes a few affordable units and is expected to generate millions in impact fees and hundreds of thousands in annual property tax revenue. I haven't seen what the property taxes are going to be in those areas. With a lot of the newer construction in Riverside, I think the lowest I've seen in the last few years was about 1.5, but typically it's going to be about 1.9 to 2%. So that's a lot more revenue coming to the actual city, used for upgrades, bringing in better infrastructure to those areas specifically. And also coming to the downtown area, you're going to have the Mulberry Gardens, and that's going to be a much bigger project. It's going to be about 4 acres that are going to be less than a mile from downtown and close to transit. And there's going to be 209 affordable homes in that area. And that's going to come in 2 phases. You're going to have 59 of those homes of the 209 are going to be senior units, and then you're going to have 150 family units. So 209 affordable homes coming to the area. And then phase 2 will bring closer, more apartment style housing there. It's going to be 1 to 3 bedroom units, a community room, computer lab, fitness space, and a playground. And that's going to be closer to the downtown area. Now over in the Highgrove area, which is more north side off the 215, you'll see those Lennars, which are going to have, like I said, condos and townhomes. And those are going to be on the more affordable side compared to what we're seeing now. They were originally projecting the high 300s. I think when they actually get to build out, will be more on the low 400s, 425. And those will range. They're going to be on the smaller side, 850 to 1,200 square feet for those units. And then Pulte is working on another project in the same area. Those are going to be a lot bigger. Those will be starting in the low 700s. So in citywide, like we said, Riverside's median home price is going to be about in mid 600s, 660s. Highgrove still has some new builds in the area under 500,000, which isn't too common, but if you're looking for affordable housing, let me know. I'll send those your way. So, and these were the Highgroves, these were Lennar and Pultes. Condos, like we said, probably low 400s. Pultes, 700s. There's going to be some that are centered more around having like a view or a massive yard. I, they're projecting those to go probably closer to the $1 million range. Like we said here, estate homes with views. So, all right, this one is short and sweet. That wraps up what we wanted to cover today. Any random questions, let me know. I don't see anything in the chat. All right, well, I'll share this article I found on the soccer stadium coming by, or projected soccer stadium. So up to $200 million Northside Soccer Stadium negotiations. This is going to be that 5,000 seat stadium, 1,100 homes. And they're projecting that they can expand this thing to about 15,000 seats. So this was part of those 1,100 residential units coming in, and a quarter of those are supposed to be dedicated to affordable housing, which anywhere is hurting for. Retail spaces, that hotel, recreational facilities along the north side. So there's been a lot of back and forth on this actual proposal, but it looks like it's going through. So this one was shorter, like I said, we're just kind of getting into the year. So I hope this is helpful for some of you. Any questions I can answer for you, anything I can do for you, reach out anytime. My contact information is below. If you got some value from this, please share. Anyways, we'll catch you on the next one.